Tuesday, 3rd of Feb 2026. Dear Diary, this month I have decided to see if it's possible to charge our electric cars only on Octopus Greener Nights. You see, some nights are greener than others when it comes to electricity generation, like when it's really windy out and the turbines are spinning at full whack. So Octopus Energy are rewarding their customers for charging their vehicles on what they are calling Greener Nights. If I can manage to do 70% of my charging on Greener Nights, then they'll give me 320 Octo points worth 40 pence. For 80% of my charging, I'll get 640 points, or 80 pence. But if I manage 90% or more of my charging on Greener Nights, then they'll give me a whopping 2,800 Octo points worth an amazing £3.50. This scheme only seems to be available to people on the Intelligent Octopus Go tariff, and luckily I have signed up to Octopus Energy and switched to that tariff by visiting speaktothegeek.co.uk/energy, and I'm very glad I did because I got £50 of account credit for free by doing that. So dear readers, I did try this little challenge last month, but I didn't do very well. In January, I only managed to do 76% of my EV charging on Greener Nights. I don't know what went wrong really. I was trying very hard, but that clearly wasn't good enough. This month though, I want to get that 90%. I am determined to get those 2,800 Octo points, ideally without any inconvenience, and most importantly, I really don't want to get called stupid for letting the car batteries run too low. The first Greener Night of the month was last night, and I put in almost 25 kilowatt hours into our MG4. I'm not sure why Octopus have split my charge session in two. I didn't unplug it at all. I hope that doesn't bugger things up. That would be a really bad start to the challenge. Anyway, I have to keep a close eye on the Greener Nights dashboard in my Octopus Energy account so as I know when to charge. At the moment, it is telling me that Wednesday and Thursday this week are going to be Greener Nights. Last month I learned that you have to take full advantage of both of those if you can, because there could be a few dirty days in a row where you really need to avoid charging. Our MG4 is currently charged to 78% and the Tesla is at 60%, so we wouldn't usually need to plug either of them in tomorrow, but if I don't, then I risk them running low in the days that follow, and if that happens then I'll really be in trouble. Thursday, 5th of Feb. Yesterday I checked the forecast and it was showing Greener Nights for both last night and tonight, but then a bit of a wind drought after that. I decided to plug the Tesla in and take that up to 90% so as I can charge the MG up to 100% tonight. The plan is to make sure that the MG can last as long as possible before charging it again, because checking the forecast again today shows no Greener Nights at all for the next week. It's very important to make sure I take advantage of every Greener Night that I see, because there is a chance I'll have to charge on a dirty night, which will eat into my chances of hitting that 90% target. So tonight I must remember to plug the MG in. I do hope the forecast improves and I shall be back with an update soon. Friday, 6th of Feb. Good news, dear readers! I checked the forecast today and not only has a Greener Night appeared tonight, but there's also one coming up next Tuesday too. We try and use the MG instead of the Tesla as much as possible because it's a lease car, so I'd better plug it in again tonight to top it up. Hopefully it will be able to last all weekend and until Tuesday evening. I don't think we have much driving planned for this weekend, so I think we should be okay. But as we know, the weather can be unpredictable and plans can change. As always, I'll have to keep a close eye on that forecast in case that Tuesday Greener Night disappears. I think it should still count now that I've seen it, even if it disappears, but I'd rather be careful and just charge on Greener Nights that are still visible. Monday, 9th of Feb. When I checked the forecast yesterday, that Tuesday Greener Night had moved to Monday night, but still with no other Greener Nights forecast at all for the week ahead. No problem, I thought. I'll just make sure that the MG is fully charged on Monday instead. But then shock horror, dear reader. I checked the forecast again this morning and the Monday Greener Night had disappeared. The next one has moved to almost a whole week away, Sunday night. Now, obviously I have Home Assistant tracking all of this, and the Greener Nights card on my dashboard was lit up first thing. But checking it again just now and it had turned off. The sensor history proves that it was at one point turned on. According to Octopus's website, any Greener Night that you have already seen but has since disappeared should still count. I think I'm going to have to put that to the test and plug in tonight. The car is at 86% charged right now, so it's not desperate, but it might be tricky to get the car, even fully charged, to last until Sunday evening. But we have no real choice if we want to complete this challenge, so let's give it a go and see what happens. Sunday, 15th of Feb. After charging on Monday night, we then went for 5 days without charging our car. I kept a regular eye on the forecast, and at first it looked like we'd get both Saturday and Sunday as Greener Nights. Then it changed to just Sunday and then back to Saturday again. Anyway, I plugged the car in yesterday and we charged it as much as we could. Over this week we haven't done too much driving, a bit of commuting, going to the shops, that sort of thing. The battery level in the MG4 did drop quite low for us. It was down to only 18% by the time we plugged in, leaving us with an estimated 27 miles of range. Oh, and do you remember that Monday's Greener Night had disappeared from the forecast? Well, the Octopus calendar shows that both Monday and Tuesday counted as Greener Nights. For some reason, it hasn't picked up my car charging on that day though, which is a bit of a puzzle. I definitely did. Looking at the forecast for the week ahead, it seems like the Greener Nights are being given out sparingly. The next one is again a week away on Saturday. That's an even bigger gap of no charging than the week just gone. From the size of the plant icons against each day though, I think that there's a possibility of Monday or Friday also being Greener Nights, if Octopus were feeling generous. Monday, 16th of Feb. Just a little one today, that's what she said. As I predicted, tonight and Friday are now showing as Greener Nights, but Saturday is no longer a Greener Night. This is good news because we don't need to wait quite so long to charge the MG, unless the forecast changes of course, which it probably will knowing what's happened so far this month. We didn't actually drive the MG yesterday at all, so it's still sitting at 100%, which isn't great for the battery really, but the Tesla is at 67%, so there's room for me to plug it in tonight to boost my Greener Night average. We are now over halfway through the challenge and things are looking good, so I shall hopefully write again later this week. Sunday, 22nd of Feb. Well, it's been an uneventful week to be totally honest. We haven't really done that much driving at all, so making it through to the weekend was pretty easy. At one point, the forecast said that Friday, Saturday and Sunday nights were all going to be Greener Nights, but eventually it settled on just Saturday and Sunday. I fully charged the MG last night. It was only down to 45%, but I figured I'd better plug it in just in case Sunday's Greener Night disappeared. As it happens, it is still a Greener Night tonight, but we have no plans to do any decent journeys today, and the Tesla is already almost full, so we can't really make use of this session. What I am finding strange though is the green history calendar hasn't picked up any of my charge events yet for the last week or so. As long as I avoid non-green charging, then that shouldn't be a problem, but it would have been nice to see my green progress. Looking at the week ahead, there are no Greener Nights forecast at all, but my guess from the little plant icons is that Thursday or Friday will turn green. We've only got a week left of this challenge now and the finish line is in sight. Next Saturday is the last day of the month, so hopefully I will write again later this week to update on our final charges of the challenge. Thursday, 26th of Feb. I woke up yesterday morning and after checking the forecast I noticed that it was all change. That evening was going to be a Greener Night, plus Thursday and Saturday. Sunday was also forecast to be a Greener Night, but that's in March, so doesn't count in this challenge. Well, I plugged in the MG4, which had dropped to 56%. I reckon last night's full charge will actually last us until the end of the month for sure, which is a good job really, because the forecast today shows no more greener nights until Sunday. I have noted a couple of times in my diary that my charge sessions haven't been appearing, and while browsing Facebook I noticed that someone on there was having the same problem. It looks like they have reported it to Octopus though, and they're on the case. It's just typical that the month I decide to commit to documenting this challenge that there's some sort of technical error rearing its head to cause me trouble. I do hope they sort this soon, or else somebody is going to get crossed off my Christmas card list. Well, there's only a couple of days left of the month, so unless something dramatic happens between now and then, you'll probably hear from me next when we look at the results of this challenge to see how I got on. Wednesday, 4th of March. The challenge is finally over, but when I checked the results, I was like, what the actual hell, guys? It said I had only managed 86% of my EV charging on greener nights. Now, it's been very well documented in this diary that I did indeed manage 100% of my charging on greener nights, and that was backed up by their handy little calendar. I contacted Octopus and asked them what was going on. They said they'd look into it, and within a few minutes my percentage had jumped to 97. That's still not 100%. I don't know why they don't think I've managed 100%, but I'm still getting the full reward, so I guess it doesn't matter. I do feel slightly robbed of 3% of my effort though, but let's talk details anyway. In February we drove 484 miles in the MG4 and 92 miles in the Tesla, meaning we covered a total of 576 miles of driving that month. That is less than normal, I'll be honest here, and cynical readers might think I chose to do this challenge during a month where I knew we wouldn't be doing as much driving as normal. Well, you would be right. Why should I make the challenge harder for myself? Maybe I'll increase the difficulty level in future months and see how it goes. That extra £3.50 a month just from charging on greener nights could make a real difference. If I can do that every month, then that's an extra £42 a year off my bills. Anyway, before I go, I had better thank some amazing people for supporting my channel. If you would also like to support the channel by becoming a channel member or a Patreon, then please check out the information on joining in this video's description. In return, you'll get early access to my diary entries, videos, and some bonus content too. Dear readers, it has been an absolute pleasure sharing this journey with you, and I would like to thank you for reading, and I wish you a fond farewell.